Catch. I go and get the bag and I'm not bringing it back. I'm like a down QB, I put the pain in the past. And if you ever had a problem, promise I didn't ask. So it's 444 in the car, my dash. I shake a big, told them all, you ain't first, you last. Little boy, that's facts. I'ma grow that cash to my money. You know what? Let me stop.
Let me explain what I did. Can I kick it? Hold on. Yeah, I got some rings and a range. Can I kick it? Yeah. Don't ask me a thing. How I got her, how I did it. Yeah. Spend the whole half, had a blast. Can I kick it? Even with a sprain.
Still a bit warm here in Florida, but really all things considered, a wonderful fall afternoon for football here in Tampa at Raymond James Stadium. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Los Angeles Rams and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Taken in the end zone. And he opts to not bring this one out. The first drive will start at the 25. A man who played his college ball in Tallahassee, here's Cam Akers. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26.
Yeah, things were pretty stacked up there in the middle of the line. A lot of bodies, not much space. I think ultimately he was fortunate to get anything out of that run.
The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26. Goff now to throw. A 50-50 ball here, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Sean Murphy-Bunting. And they'll start out with great field position at the 47-yard line in enemy territory.
Check 41. Here we go. Mike, 8. 41. That's right, man.
Now following the interception, here's Newton. Flipping left side, and he's got a man. That's Freeman. And Freeman lost the football. And now the Rams have got it, going the other way. And his guys are going to get the football at their own 47-yard line. So they need to determine if that knee was down before the ball was coughed up.
And they also wanted to make sure that the ball was possessed as they were going through, that the ball wasn't working its way free before the knee hit the ground.
I don't want to seem absurd, but that boy's a gangster. Focusing on me, we're from Tel Aviv.
The fumble on first down. Now here's 2nd down.
I'm the best in the game.
Throw caught by Evans out wide. They'll get 9 there as that sets him up better for 3rd down. With these run-pass options, we often talk about a good quarterback and running back. Well, having a talented wide receiver helps also.
Yeah, even coming in 3rd in the discussion, sometimes that means he really should be first because all you want to do is get the ball in their hands and let them make the big plays downfield.
So 3rd and 2, this quite possibly 4-down territory, though, if they're stopped. Out of the gun, Newton. They'll drop this one down to Freeman. And he is going to have the Buccaneers first down as this defense unable to hold. It's a 7-yard gain there on 3rd and 2.
At the 32-yard line.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10.
Tight end to the right, boy. Tight end to the right. Move. Forward down. 26, Mike. 26, Mike. Yeah. Bang, 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 bang. Great. 20.
The shotgun snap for Newton. That's complete to his running back, Evans. And he'll go down at the 26, following a gain of 6. A gain of 6 there on 1st. We've seen quite a bit of the short passing game here early on 1st quarter, haven't we?
We have, and I think it works a couple of ways for this team because, number one, you throw the short game until they stop it. And if they're not going to stop it, you keep throwing it, and occasionally you'll break a tackle and turn into a bigger gain. Also, if they start to creep up, start to pressure receivers, now you go over the top, take it deep, and now you get some of those big shots downfield.
44's Mike. 44's Mike. Check. Let's set a tone, fellas. Let's set a tone. Gun. 44.
Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Newton. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete. Evans once again the intended receiver, and it's 3rd and 4.
Well, they've got man coverage on the outside, and my scouting report on these DBs tells me that they love to take matters in their own hands. They want man coverage, not zone. And there was good coverage there that forced the incompletion.
He's not going to get me. Mike 41. You got to wait. Great. Defense, get out the field. Defense.
Throwing again is Newton. The LA defense up the snuff in coverage there. Pushes this to 4th down.
I'm not sure it made a difference on that play, but one thing to keep in mind, here in the early part of the year during a day game, the sun does play a factor on deep balls.
A 43-yard attempt.
And this is no good. Close but no cigar, just wide right. And this will remain a scoreless game.
Everything looked good. Good snap, good hold. Sometimes, though, the ball just doesn't want to go where you want it. And this one winds up no good.
They'll begin on the ground with Akers. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. It's Melvin Ingram on the tackle.
Early down stuff to put this offense in a precarious position. We know that securing the point of attack, especially against the big-bodied guys in the middle of this D, has got to be priority one.
Now a throw here on 2nd down, and that's complete. 5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
The last play on the completion got him half of what they needed. Now here's a tough 3rd and 5. Out of the gun. Goff. He's going to loft one deep left side here. Got a man. It's caught inside the 10. And oh, so close as he takes it all the way to the 2-yard line. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
Black 20.
They'll look to run with Akers. And he will fight his way into the end zone for a touchdown. Cam Akers, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Rams are going to take a 1st quarter lead. You'd have to imagine for a team that's lost 3 straight games, scoring first in this 1st quarter has to feel pretty good.
It has to feel great for them, and also it's a nice signal to the rest of the team because we talk about complimentary football all the time. So they've now signaled to the defense, now signaled to the kicking game, hey, we're here to play in this one. We're going to do our part. Let's see if you guys will do the exact same, and we can break this losing streak.
And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully.
25-yard line. The Bucs take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a first down now. Looking downfield for Godwin. And that's caught inside the 35. It's a big play there for the Buccaneers. 41 yards.
When teams practice their plays during the week, they're hoping that it's going to pay off on game day. So it sure has to feel good for them when they hit them during a game, and they hit that one there for big yardage.
So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. Here's Ronald Jones, first carry for the USC man. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. 15 more yards there and quickly another first down. So they go pass, now they go run, and 2 plays resulting in really nice pickups.
Certainly sounds like a 50-50 deal, doesn't it? Sounds like great balance. Well, you know what all those coaches have told us over the years, Brandon, that balance is? It means doing what you want to when you want to. That play calling is working very well for them right now.
And he stopped immediately there.
Right at the line.
Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 10 at the 19-yard line.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10.
Mike 50, Mike 50. Drop deep, drop deep. Gun. Mike's 50, Mike's 50.
Now Newton. And he whips that one incomplete there.
You can tell they wanted to get that ball downfield, but they had nothing working in the secondary, so he dropped it off to the running back. That one ended up incomplete.
They missed a field goal on their last drive. Here they need something to even get into field goal range on 3rd down.
26 Mike. Here we go, dude. Here I come. 26 Mike. 26.
Now it's Newton. And that will be incomplete.
I like what they tried to do there. Tried to hit him with something quick, get the ball in his hands, and hope he could make some yards after the catch and pick up a first down. Weren't able to do so on that play.
So out comes a field goal team now for the 2nd time here today. It'll be from the right hash, and it'll be a 36-yarder. And the 13-year man puts it through, and they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3. So 3 drives now for this offense, and that field goal gives them their first 3 points.
So if you're an offensive coordinator and you're averaging a point a drive, you're in the wrong line of work, aren't you? You got to find a way to unlock the key to these defenses and put some big points on the board.
Fielded in the end zone. And he'll decide to not bring this one out as their drive will begin at the 25. Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
Brings up 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line.
After 7-3 the score on EA Sports.
7, Buccaneers 3. They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line. Here's Goff. That's into the hands of Akers, complete. And they're able to get this one across the 35. It's a first down on a gain of 10.
Well, that certainly has to feel good. And it's not all the time that the play caller should get all the credit. Sometimes I think in the huddle, the quarterback just says, hey, who's going to make a play for me? I just need something right here. And the end result there, nice first down. Drive keeps moving.
And a 5-yard gain gets him to the 42. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down.
2nd and 5.
And very little daylight there. He'll get a couple up to the 44.
Well done to sniff that out defensively. He had it diagnosed pretty quickly.
I love that description because diagnosed is perfect on that one. Read his keys, made the play, and he couldn't even get going moving the football.
And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. Now the Bucs going to use the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. And the Bucs with an extra defender in the secondary now on 3rd down. Gone. Flush to his right. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
They certainly did a nice job improvising there, extending the play, hoping someone would come open downfield, but they never did.
So on 4th down, here's Johnny Hecker to punt it away. And he'll get this away into the humid Florida sky.
Bowden now to return.
So this will be accepted as it moves the offense backwards. A very costly holding penalty. It backs them up all the way inside their 10 to start this drive. Jones. First down and much more here for Jones as they'll finally stop him at the 23-yard line. Give him 13 yards on the opening play of the drive and also give him a first down. And they'll keep on the ground with Jones. And he'll get this one up to the 26. It's Everson Griffin who made the tackle. Not a whole lot there. The defense was ready, it looked, for that run-pass option.
You get the sense that next time he has that opportunity, he may keep it himself and get to the perimeter. Probably owes his back a little bit of an apology on that one, huh?
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7.
Don't get nervous. Mike 41, Mike 41. I'm going to run you over. I'm going to run you over.
From the gun, here's Newton. Oh, hit as he throws there, incomplete.
So much of this game is about leverage. We always talk about low man wins in the trenches. Well, it's like that in just about every position. And sometimes, if you lose that leverage and you're losing the battle, just jump up at the line of scrimmage and try and bat the ball away. And that's exactly what happened there.
The Bucs on 3rd down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 7. Operating from the gun. Newton. The catch made by Miller. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. His first catch, and it's a pretty big one. They get the conversion on 3rd down.
That's a play that'll likely be forgotten when you talk about big moments in this game. But plays like this are critical to keep drives going. And if points result, we'll call this play significant.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. This is Freeman on 1st and 10. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8.
I know we can't hear what's going on in that huddle right now, but I'll guarantee you at least one offensive lineman is saying, my bad, we simply couldn't move them off the line of scrimmage. We've got to do a better job trying to root those guys out of there.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8.
26 Mike. Coming to you. 26 Mike. 26.
Here's Newton. Throw left side complete. It's Freeman. And this one's going to go the wrong way. Losing yardage back at the 42. Well, they tried to swing it out left into the flat, complete, but really nice open field tackling.
And they played that one like a great boxer. They were on their toes on that one. They weren't back on their heels reacting to the play. No, they saw it, came right for it, and made a nice tackle for lost yardage.
The Bucks on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd down and 12. And to the 49-yard line, but no further, and obviously he is well short of the first. The completion good for only 6, and that'll bring up 4th. So on now is the Clemson man, Bradley Pinion, to punt this one away.
For the Buccaneers.
2 minutes to play in this first half, 7-3, our score. We remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll send you cross-state to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman will have all the stats and all the scores from games going on during another busy Sunday in the National Football League. So that'll be marked down as a 19-yard punt. And the Rams will go on offense here with a 1st and 10.
At their own 27-yard line.
Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line. They've got the lead. Last time had to punt it, though. What's the key to this drive?
I think it's leverage. Big guys up front. You know the motivational speech on the sideline is, guys, give us an opportunity. Protect the passer, create space for our runners, and let's go ahead and get these guys. Low man wins. Let's go do it on this drive.
We'll watch that leverage on this drive. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Off play action to Akers. Here's Goff. He'll throw complete to Cam Akers. And he gets this up to the 34 out of bounds there.
That might feel like a little bit of a lost opportunity there for the offense because the defense brought pressure that time. And sometimes against that, you can get it out to your running back, and it could turn into a big gain downfield. But what a nice job they did getting to him quickly and holding him to a short gain.
Goff on 3rd down. And that one drops incomplete as he got popped as he was throwing it.
How about some applause for the defense there? They forced him to throw that one into coverage, and just like that, they're staring at a 4th down. Well done.
So the Rams call on Johnny Hecker here to punt it away on 4th down. And he gets it away, a directional kick going toward the sideline. And this one sails out of bounds. I think it'll be inside the 25. It will. 24-yard line is where they'll spot it. The Tampa offense ready to get their drive started. And now with still more than a minute to go in what's been a tight game, you figure we'll try to see them move the ball downfield.
And remember, they get the kickoff to start the second half, so this is a golden opportunity for them to go down there and put up a couple of 6s back-to-back. What a momentum swing that would be.
Yeah, you might be able to get a 2-for-1 without ever even giving up the football.
24-yard line.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. They'll fake the handoff. Now Newton. Going up top for Miller. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off by David Long. And they will finally get him as he's all the way down near the 40-yard line.
Oh, and that's a nice job defensively to get a piece of the football. He's going to pop it into the air, and then it's the tip drill. And good concentration by him to react to it and pull in the interception.
following the fumble recovery. Goff. That'll be caught at Steven Sims.
Goff's pass.
5 yards on the catch there, brings up second down.
A gain of 5 brings up second and
a shotgun snap for Goff.
37-yard line.
That's complete to his tight end, Higbee. And he gets it down to the 32. Now the Rams will signal for a timeout, their second, as they'll stop the clock with 26 seconds to go until halftime. They had the catch on second down, but it didn't help at all, and now they're looking at third down here. From the gun, here's Goff. Able to find Isabella. And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 10-yard line. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a first and goal. They'll go again here from the 10-yard line on second and goal. A final shot before break here. Goff looking end zone, but it's incomplete. Andy Isabella was the intended target, but now it's third and goal.
Incomplete. It's third down and goal.
So with 1 second left in the half, on is the field goal unit. And his kick here is good. So we have reached halftime with a touchdown. That's the difference on the scoreboard. As we toss it an hour or so east of here to Orlando, it's Jonathan Coachman with our EA Sports Halftime Report. A touchdown, the differential, a 7-point game as we get back underway in quarter number 3. Fielded near the back of the end zone, and he will not bring it out. It's a touchback. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. We have not seen much on offense from either side. These last few drives, it has been a struggle, hasn't it?
Totally, and you're thinking to yourself right now, if you're on offense trying to get things figured out, okay, we self-scout every week in our...
Oh, a ball batted in the air, and now it's intercepted. Chidobe Awuzie with a pick. That one is going to sting. First play of the third quarter and a turnover.
And you have to know that at halftime, they spent a lot of time going through their checklist of what they wanted to accomplish to start this third quarter. Turning it over like this was not on that list.
Not at all. And you come out of the locker room trailing, so that first drive to establish momentum is very key.
Crucial.
And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. No gain on the play. It'll be second down.
No gain on the play. Second and 10.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, second and 10. Here's Goff. They'll set up the screen here to Akers. Nice move at the 40. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. It's a pickup of 17 and a first down.
They ran that one well. And not only did they pick up a nice chunk of yardage on the screen, they sent a message to the defense. Rush the passer all you want, but you better be careful. We can hit you going back the other direction.
They couldn't ask for much more to this point in the second half. A gorgeous day, one-score game. First and 10 here. Now a run with Akers. And a minimal gain here as he's up to about the 47-yard line.
Number 23, Cam Akers.
In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
Yeah, and they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's second and 7. Gets this to Isabella on the jet sweep. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Officially no gain on the play, and they're left with a 3rd and 8.
Gain on the play. And it's third down.
And let's see, the Bucs with 6 DB, so a dime set here on third down.
Now with the play clock down to 2, we're going to get a timeout here. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this third quarter. Throwing on third. Gone. And that is incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And fourth down now coming up.
As his old brain remembers, when I see 5 wide receivers on the field as a defender, I know the ball's coming out hot. They expected it and got there and popped it free.
On is the punter, Hecker, as he gets this one away. And no one there to stop it. Hits at the 8, but it carries all the way into the end zone for a touchback.
20-yard line.
The Tampa offense ready to get their drive started. And they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership. Now a play fake, and it's Newton. Cam fighting. He lost the football. It's out. Fortunate to get that football back, because trailing here in the second half, last thing they needed was to lose the possession.
And the word I think of here is opportunity, because it could have been lost there, their chance to score points. But the opportunity for the defense was to go ahead and really close this game down if they were able to get possession.
So they keep the ball, but work to do on second and long.
Great game. 26 months. You gonna get this ball? You think you gonna get this?
Here's Newton. Looking for Godwin, and he's got him complete. And he'll take this across the 25 before going out of bounds.
Well, if you do read man coverage, Brandon, the drag route's a pretty good one to run against it because you're running away from people on it.
The Rams go nickel here defensively on third.
Single, slot. Hey, you're on an island over there. You're on an island. Hey, watch 13. Watch. Gun. Hey, we got tight left. Watch tight end. Key to tight end. 26 Mike. It's outfield.
Newton now to throw. Incomplete. He had his hands on it but couldn't pick it. But it's now fourth down.
You get the sense that they're saying we're not playing up to what we're capable of, and we're deep enough into the game that the early jitters are long gone, that they should now have some sense of continuity and be able to make some of these plays that they have not been doing so far.
It's a 44-yard punt, just 3 on the return. And out will come the offense as they take over. Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line. We have not seen much on offense here from either side these last few drives. We've hit a wall, so to speak.
And have hit it hard, haven't we? Because the defenses right now, they seem to be a step ahead, don't they? Beating them to the point of attack, beating them to the punch. These offensive guys, they're tinkering like crazy. What's it going to take to get back on track?
Yeah, both sides searching for adjustments.
Here's a throw right side, taken in by his tight end. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. A first down there on a pickup of 25.
First down, Los Angeles.
Here goes tonight. 180.
Goff now to throw. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's second down.
This has certainly been a physical game so far. Limited scoring opportunities for both sides. And there's another chance that goes unfulfilled.
Here's a run with Akers on second down. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. It'll go as a loss of a yard, so now they deal with 3rd and 11.
Third down.
3rd and 11. And some extra depth to the secondary here. They're in the dime. Goff now looks to throw. And he's going to be hit and taken down. Back right around the 48-yard line. Devin White drops him for a loss of 12, and it also brings up 4th down. Here's Johnny Hekker now as he's on to punt for L.A. Oh, and what a play on special teams here. This is going to be down inside the 5, all the way down at the 2-yard line.
And he's got to be fired up about that effort. I don't think he could have walked down and placed it any better than where he ended up putting the football. That was excellent.
The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. And they will begin with, should we call it, far from ideal starting field position, their own 2-yard line.
So what's your definition of ideal?
The 1-yard line on the other side of the field.
Yes, exactly right. So, yes, your definition is apropos in this case.
Trying to find some space to operate, and now they'll have it. A gain of 12, a big first down to get away from the end zone.
26 Mike, 26 Mike, go. 8, go. 26 Mike, 26 Mike.
Here's Newton. He finds his tight end Howard. That's complete. A gain of 6 there on first.
Complete to O.J. Howard.
3 quarters have come and gone. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. Back now in Tampa. It's Buccaneer football, but they've got work to do. They find themselves behind here to start the 4th quarter. 6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4.
He's checking, he's checking, he's checking. Crash. 8. Check safety. 8.
To throw is Newton. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on, 3rd down.
When you run into slant, timing is everything. And against that man coverage, there was no space available, and incompletion as a result.
The Bucs on 3rd down. They've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. This is 3rd and 4. Newton throwing again. And he's got a man. It's the tight end Howard, complete. And he is going to have a Bucs first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. 15 yards as Tampa Bay picks up the first.
6-yard line.
Throwing again is Newton. Forced out to his left.
And now he's going to use his legs. And he was hit as he threw it there, and it forces it incomplete.
They've given up a few first downs on this drive, but getting the incompletion there, that should give them something to build on and maybe turn the tide.
They'll try again from the 36 on 2nd and 10.
20. Shit. Watch the shit. 8. Shit. Great. Great.
They'll run it with Jones. That'll leave them with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. I just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there, I'm going to tackle this guy. By the 4th quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing down 4th quarter. Yeah, that's not a guy they want to see consistently. 3rd and 2, Newton. And the Rams got him. They bring him down. Samson Abukum in there to get him for a loss of 9 yards, and that also leads to 4th down.
Gun.
Now the Bucs going to use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. Here's Bradley Pinion now as he's on to punt for Tampa Bay. 46 on his first kick. This one in that neighborhood as well. Taken in at the 22. It'll be a 40-yard punt, 8 on the return. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line. They're holding on right now to that slim advantage in a 1-score game. And you hear a lot about 2-minute offense and 4-minute offense. Obviously, the 4-minute offense applies here. How do they run that effectively?
Yeah, really what the 4-minute offense is you're just trying to grind the clock. So you want consistent gains, steady gains. Doesn't have to be big plays, but it has to be plays that gets first downs and keeps the ball away from your opponent.
But certainly throwing the ball is in the mix here.
It certainly is. Just make sure that you're careful with it. And again, get those first downs, keep possession of the football.
Only 3 yards on the catch. It's 3rd down.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion that would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
Back to throw, Goff. He'll air this one out deep for Sims. And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee. Well, the crowd doesn't like that. Was going to bring up 4th. Now it's 1st.
They don't like it at all, do they? It brings them back into it, but really not in a positive way. Now they're angry. That can jangle a team a little bit as well. Pass interference ruined that series of downs for them.
Now the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves them with 2 to go on 2nd down. Able to stay in bounds, and the clock keeps rolling. And this defense right now backed up in the red zone. Another touchdown, it's over. They've got to stand tall quickly.
Been in this spot before. Now there's a little bit of desperation creeping in. And all you're doing when you're talking to your defensive teammates is, first guy there, hold him up. Second, third guy in, breaking the football. Get it out. We've got to create a turnover because one more score, and this game's over. Now, obviously, that's some good work there defensively, being able to stop them and bring up a key 3rd down. But if you're on the offensive side of the ball, there's an opportunity because I know what defensive guys are thinking right now. Just stop them, get to the ball. That means they might not be sound defensively. There could be some opportunities.
And you said key 3rd down. Highlight that word. And this is caught. He's got it. Touchdown, L.A. Tyler Higbee. His first touchdown on the year. And the Rams add on to their lead.
And that was a beautiful ball right there as he waited for his tight end to come uncovered in the end zone, so give him points for patience as well. Delivered it right where it needed to be for 6 points.
Sam Sloman for the PAT. It's up and good, and that makes it 17-3.
Makes the score Rams 17, Buccaneers 3.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken.
The Bucs take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Tampa offense ready to get their drive started. And with this deficit, you can't have too many more drives like the last drive where you had to punt it away.
You know what I would tell my offense right here? The punter doesn't exist, guys. He doesn't even exist. He's not a team anymore. I just cut him, all right? So you've got to go out and create some offense for us here and give us some points. No way does that guy get on the field on this drive.
Poor punter.
Yeah, it wasn't his fault. But, hey, listen, there's got to be casualties at times. We're trying to win a game.
2nd and 10, Newton again. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. 36 yards on the play. So it's Buccaneer football as we welcome you back. They've got a 1st and 10 as they search for a late score. Now throwing on 1st down and completing it. They'll contain him to just 4. 2nd down.
4 yards on the pickup. 2nd and 6. At the range.
To the air again, Newton. They'll tussle for it, and this is going to be caught. A gain there of 21 yards. From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10.
15-yard line.
And he'll be taken down at the 2-yard line. Another strong gain on the last 2 plays. They've moved it a combined 33 yards.
2-yard line.
Again, Newton. And this is caught now for a late touchdown. So hold everything here. This one's not over yet. Okay, game on. Don't go anywhere yet. You got a 1-score game now. Probably going to rely on the onside kick coming up.
Yeah, they have to. It's not a high percentage play, but it's better than not having a chance at all. And that's when you put your leapers and your flyers on one side, get that high hop, and hope that one of the guys can come up with it.
And on the other side, get that hands team ready.
No doubt about it.
And this is going to be recovered by the hands team. And that should just about put a capper on this one. Well, 4th quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
1-yard gain brings up 2nd and 9 at the Bucs 44-yard line.
So 2nd and 9, and you'd have to figure just about all 11 probably crashing the line here. On the ground, it's Akers. And he's going to be met at about the 43. The Bucs forced to use their 3rd and final timeout as the clock will stop with 33 seconds remaining.
And it's 3rd down.
need to get to the 35 if they want to keep this drive going on third down. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line. That'll back him up 2 yards and also bring up 4th.
I like the idea to mix it up from time to time because, let's face it, you can't be predictable. But the execution was a little lacking on this one, right? They might want to go back to the drawing board with that call.
So the L.A. Rams with a victory here. And I tell you, this was a fun one. Just a close game. Nothing comes easy in this league, as you know. They had to work for that victory.
I've got to go back to what you just said. Nothing comes easy in this league. How many times have we talked to coaches prior to a game and assessed, the strengths, the weaknesses, the whole deal? Even in games when one coach was a decided favorite, what do they always say to us? But you do know this is really a 7-point league. 7 points either way usually decides a ball game.
We did a lot for the wins. Came in a drop on the 10. Now we on top once again. Yeah. I had to tighten the plan. Yeah. I got it right in the end. Now we on top once again. I don't want it if it ain't love. If it ain't, get it away from me. Who you gon' jack if it ain't us? LABB to the bakery. Some mad that I came up. I know my granny gon' pray for me. It was just us in the vacancy. We had to get it from A to B. Wheels never felt like this. 2 seats in the hills, how I feel righteous. Blue sheets for the mills, but the deal priceless. New keys can't care what's built private. I might just double it up. Did it? Never enough, I'm with it. 5, 2, 3 on the business. Whole team got wins and the wheels still spinning. I told them what I told them. We did a lot for the wins. Came in a drop on the 10. Now we on top once again. Yeah. Hey, I had to tighten the plan. I got it right in the end. Now we on top. Got a spot and it's locked to the click all in. I got ops, if he drop, I just hit my dance. I was pop, they just watched, had to take my wins. They wouldn't let me in. I've been on 10 cents. Who really holding it down? I've been holding it down and I go it again and again. Who was the dummy that died? I'm the coldest around, but he folding again and again. I'm in the what? I'm in the day. I'm doing 30 on 30 and up. You in the what? You in the way. Either you rolling or rolling the dust. You with us or what? Keep it running. We did a lot for the wins. Came in a drop on the 10. Now we on top once again. Yeah. I had to tighten the plan. I got it right in the end. Now we on top once again. We did a lot for the wins. Came in a drop on the 10. Now we on top once again. Yeah. Hey, I had to tighten the plan. I got it right in the end. Now we on 10.
You should know it's automated. I've been getting to it, I ain't noticed y'all was hating. Brand new chick, she don't know that I can pace it. I just wanna know that I can hold a conversation. Oof, I don't know what y'all debating. I've been waiting for you, now I'm running out of patience. Running up a check, trying to run an operation. Went broke in the check and put 100 out of savings in. I can tell now that you ain't talking about nothing. I'ma need something I can calm down from. I'm gonna pull it with the bar down one. 6 months in, I ain't down once. Trying to tell me what you know about me. You don't know nothing, keep it real with me. She said she ain't trying to deal with me. Okay, cool, you can sell that seat. I'm just hoping she don't fail. Cause when she do, I don't know what I'ma do. All that I heard that y'all was talking, it was comical. Pull up in your city for the evening, what you tryna do? Cause I'm open to it. I know that you missing, but you gon' get through it. I can help with it if you need that. the beat back. I don't really listen to the feedback, nah. Told me that she good, she don't need Jack, nah. I'm real proud of the steps you took just to get to the place that you...
Tonight, from the Mercedes-Benz Superdome in New Orleans, it's Week 6 of the NFL on EA Sports.
We are down on the bayou as you get a look inside the Mercedes-Benz Superdome here in New Orleans. Straight ahead, it's a matchup of unbeatens between the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the New Orleans Saints. Fielded a couple yards into the end zone. And the decision to bring it out, not a good one, as he's tackled at the 15. And here come the Saints for their opening drive. They'll be led out by their quarterback, a product of NC State. It's Jacoby Brissett.
It's pretty much become the norm when we see guys come out before a game and go through the route tree with their receivers. I thought it was exciting for us to see the exact same thing happen in practice.
He's so meticulous, isn't he?
He really is, and that tells me it's not just a one-time-a-week thing. They work on it all the time, trying to hone that fine edge. They want to see if they can get in sync and stay in sync in this one.
Now, after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. While the training staff works on him, we'll step aside and be right back. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. The loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
40-yard line.
From the gun, here's Brissett. Throwing middle, but it's incomplete. That pass just a little bit off. It looked like maybe he tried to force it in there.
Game speed, always different, no matter what you do in practice. You can't simulate it, right? So your decision-making...
Throw for Pittman is intercepted. Picked up by Sean Murphy Bunting. And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And it's a pick 6. He brings it back to the house for a Buccaneer TD. Now remember, this is the #1 defense in the National Football League. There's a good example of why.
Shows that they set an aggressive tone, not just stopping the run, not just getting after the quarterback, but the ball's in the air. They treat it like they're the receivers, and they went after that one and took it all the way.
Crosby connects on the extra point, and it's now a 7-0 game.
Bradley Pinion to kick off for Tampa Bay.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6, and now the kick is away. Fielded a couple yards into the end zone. And the decision to bring it out, not a good one, as he's tackled at the 15.
The conventional football 101, tells us if you don't get it back to the 20-yard line on a kickoff return, that's a disappointment. But some of these teams, special teams coaches, with approval by the head coach, they give them full authority to go ahead and bring it out and try to be aggressive. Almost what we call the green light, red light theory. Green light means go, red light means stop. Looks like you had green on that play.
The numbers there for Kamara from a week ago. 18 carries, 71 yards.
Well, this is where it becomes a challenge for the offensive coordinator. He's got a bell cow at tailback right now, #3 in the league in rushing, within shouting distance of the lead. But at the same time, if the passing game is open, he's got to take advantage of that too.
4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down.
That's a gain of 4. Brings up 3rd and 1.
Here's Kamara trying to run for it. And he's able to pick up the 1st before he's taken down at the 27. Give him 3 yards and a fresh set of downs.
1st and 10 at the 27-yard line.
Brissett to throw on 1st. Quick hitter here, it's complete. For 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch. Able to get 7 on that 1st down pass play. 2nd and 3. Not a big window to throw. Coverage wasn't too bad there.
Yeah, they had him under wraps pretty well, but somehow able to muscle his way open and catch the ball.
He'll have it past midfield almost to the 30 before being taken down. A 1st down there on a pickup at 25. And
this, I mean, it's certainly something to watch out for. He is not afraid to call his own number on plays like that, and here he takes it for good yardage.
And we know this defense prepared all week for this, but sometimes when you see it in person, it's a whole different ball game, and all that preparation, it goes right out the window.
Here now is 2nd and 10, again from the 41. Out of the gun, Brissett. Over the middle, the catch made by Mitchell. They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4.
Good throw, good catch, but I really like the route. The drag and being able to run away from defenders, hard to stick with them for that long.
Yeah, better against man than zone, or?
Better against man, because now you're running away from someone and you're not running into a defensive player in another zone.
And this effort won't be enough as they rally up to stop him a couple of yards short.
Well, we hear so often how tackling has become almost a lost art in the NFL game. But it's so important to tackle well on these receivers, especially in a play like this one. 3rd down, they gave him the underneath stuff. You got to go and make the tackle all the way.
Kick is no good.
Now listen, now no kick from 50-plus is a gimme, but here you're indoors in a dome. You'd think ideal conditions.
Yeah, and it's one that he would expect himself to make, not just us expecting him to make it. Over the years, my theory is very simple. The athletic ability of kickers continues to get better and better. Check their backgrounds. They were all county, all state, at other positions, not just soccer players. These guys expect themselves to be great as well.
Here's a throw caught by Gronkowski. And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. That play going for 16 yards to start the drive. 1st down.
1st down, Buccaneers.
To throw, it's Brady. Escaping the pressure right. It's caught by Mike Evans. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or 2 shy of the 10. The catch and run going to wind up netting him 33 yards.
It's not often that you'll find offensive and defensive guys that will agree on much, but one place they find common ground, you've got to protect or attack the middle of the...
And he's into the end zone for a Tampa Bay touchdown.
To number 80.
Rob Gronkowski, his 6th touchdown of the season as the Buccaneers tack on to their lead. Early on, they have all facets of the game working in tandem.
Yeah, you get the defensive touchdown early to give you the first score, and then your offense piggybacks on top of that and gets their own. And any coach we've ever talked to, we've had that conversation with them prior to the game, they always say, you know, if we can score on defense or special teams, that gives us like a 95% chance of winning the game. I don't know if that number's correct, but it certainly does tend to play out that way, doesn't it?
It does.
25-yard line.
Set to take over once again. Out comes the Saints offense. Last time out, they had that long 50-plus yard field goal that they missed.
And I'm sure on their sideline, they're thinking to themselves, okay, do we still want to try one if we're in that position again? And I would dare say that the answer would be yes. They're going to have a lot of confidence in their kicker. But just to be on the safe side, I'm sure they told their offensive guys, can we get a little bit closer this time?
Closer.
Yeah, you know, I'd rather get in the end zone first and foremost. But if all else fails, less of a field goal attempt for him.
And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. Another good gain. That's now 35 yards combined on those last 2 plays.
1st and 10 at the 39-yard line.
14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports.
14. Saints, nothing.
Staying on the ground on first with Kamara. And he still has yet to get on track in this first half as they're going to stop him behind the line. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. 2nd and 11 at the 41-yard line. From the shotgun, it's Brissett. Adam Troutman, the intended receiver, and it's 3rd down.
A lot of times it's that first read that you have. Maybe you get it in pre-snap, and he locked in on his target, but he was covered quite well, and that one's incomplete.
It is incomplete.
It certainly didn't appear that that's where he wanted to go with the ball initially, so he tried to get something out of it by dumping it off to his running back unsuccessfully.
4th down.
And the win last week punted 4 times as this one's away.
The Bucs take over 1st and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
Tampa Bay, they're getting ready to set up shop here for their second drive. It's been a good first half so far. They're up 14-0. Points here, they could really put them in command before intermission.
Yeah, and it's all well and good what they're seeing and how they're feeling right now. But this is the NFL. How many times have we watched 14-0 leads evaporate and quickly? So how have we seen them combat it? Continue to run your offense, but don't back off at all. Don't start looking at the clock. Don't start thinking about, hey, just take care of the football. Keep attacking. Usually the best way to maintain control.
On the run, he'll let it go deep. Right sideline. Mike Evans, the one he was looking for. That'll bring up second down.
As soon as I saw him break contain and get outside, my first thought and my eyes gravitated downfield, because nowadays, most of these quarterbacks, when they do that, they want the big play downfield. They don't want...
Got a man, it's caught inside the 10. And he'll take this into the end zone. Now, hold on here. We do have a flag down. So let's see what this is about.
Pass interference, defense.
And yes, they want the points, so they will decline the penalty. No question there.
You don't think they spent a couple seconds mulling over what the penalty would do for them?
I don't even know why they asked the sideline.
Not at all. When you put the ball in the end zone on a takeaway, take the points and keep moving.
And it is now 21-0. So they only needed 3 plays on that drive. And it's all finished off with a touchdown by Tampa Bay.
Bradley Pinion to kick off for Tampa Bay.
And following the touchdown now, it's Bradley Pinion on to kick this one away. Fielded a couple yards into the end zone. And no chance to get away as they'll get him down at about the 17-yard line.
First and 10 at their own 17-yard line.
The offense and Alvin Kamara heading back onto the field. They haven't been able to get him on track. They haven't been able to get this offense on track. No points so far.
Maybe it's time to start doing a few different things. Throwing the ball a little bit, maybe featuring other people touching it for a while, and then you get a chance to come back to it when things have changed a little bit. They have to make an adjustment.
Still time for him here as we sit in the second quarter.
10 yards on the pickup. It's second and inches.
On second down, Kamara. And this will wind up a Saints first down as the tackle made at the 35-yard line.
That's good for a Saints.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
A first down throw for Brissett. And that is caught on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. The throw took him a little too far. It's second down. Here's second and 10 now from the 35. On the ground, Kamara. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. 12 yards there and a first down.
Partner, in our years together, we've never really run into a player that's admitted a doubt or a lack of confidence, right? But right now, I'm just wondering about that interior line, because on defense, they're starting to get manhandled at the point of attack. Do they have it in them to figure a way to reverse the tide? Because right now, they're running the ball at will.
10 more there and another first down.
Well, if they continue to run the football this strong, right up the middle, I don't know if they can wait till halftime to make adjustments. They better find a way to get it done series to series. I don't know if they need to sub some guys out, bring in extra people, maybe change what they're doing on the defensive side.
And he's going to be sacked. They sack him back right at the midfield stripe. Levante David making his presence felt in the backfield. Work to be done here on 2nd and 16 after the sack. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. Coming up in a couple of minutes, we'll get you to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. The coach will have stats and scores from earlier today in the NFL. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. He throws and he hits the slant route to Thomas. Touchdown, New Orleans! Michael Thomas, his third touchdown now on the year. And the Saints get a bit closer. Maybe that is the boost that this offense needed.
They've done nothing the entire half, but out of the blue, comes this big shot here. You're exactly right. Like a dunk in basketball, like a home run in baseball, maybe a solo shot. Sometimes you need that big play to get things ignited.
It's up, it's good, and that'll cut the lead to 21-7. So this drive spans 7 plays, and it all culminates in a Saints touchdown. Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick. That'll be taken about a yard deep. And they'll get him down right around the 25, actually the 26 officially, so a net gain of 1 there.
6-yard line.
Tom Brady leads the offense out for their next possession. And he's been good. 2 first-half touchdown passes, no interceptions so far.
Does a lot for your confidence, does a great deal for your team, gives them a lead, and they're feeling really good about how they're playing. I think he expects to throw at least another one.
I was going to say, now he wants the first-half hat trick, doesn't he?
Oh, without a doubt. Go ahead and fling him on the field, folks. He wants that type of celebration.
They'll start the drive with a carry by Jones. He finds an opening past the 40. 36 yards on the play.
He's brought down at the 30.
Well, partner, I have to say they called him in the right defense there. Nickel set. 5th defensive back on the field, and they love to run against that because now you typically get a bigger blocker on a smaller defender.
Yeah, because those DBs like you, they want the interception. They're not as worried about the running play, right?
Not at all. I still remember being in school, and one of my offensive line teammates used to say, boy, I'd love to come downfield and hit these little people.
Good run there. So they saw the contact before the ball arrived. Penalty flag for pass interference.
And trying to avoid pass interference is so difficult. You're trying to slow down these skilled receivers, and somehow, some way, they make plays on the football, and sometimes you're there too soon.
And Evans calls it in. Touchdown, Bucks. Tom Brady, his 3rd touchdown pass of this first half. And the Buccaneers here finding a way to stretch their lead. The touchdown all set up by the big play 1 snap before, but they finish it off here with a shorter completion, this time for the score.
I like how they stuck with what got them there, right? The big pass play. Got the momentum going, right? You create it with a play like that, and you come right back with another pass play to finalize things off.
Bradley Pinion, the kickoff for Tampa Bay.
Now Pinion with the kickoff honors following the touchdown. Fields it in the middle of the end zone. And Wilson is perfectly content to bring this out to the 25, a touchback. Alvin Kamara and the Saints set to start their next drive. And we checked the rushing numbers so far here into Week 6, and the returns have been really good. Now, you're starting to hit that stride middle of the season toward the end. They're certainly hoping they can keep up this production.
They are, because one of the adages in the NFL is that defense travels and defense endures even in bad weather, right? You know what else does? A good running game. And people want that, especially as you head down the stretch. You may play outdoors in some nasty stuff. You're trying to get to the playoffs. This is the time to get it going. And individually, I don't think you should just think about 1,000 yards either. The bar has to be set higher with this beginning.
Oh, the Buccaneer pressure too much. Down he goes. Now we'll get a quick timeout called by New Orleans, number 2, as the clock shows 50 seconds to play here in half number 1. That huge loss on the sack makes this job much more difficult. It's now 2nd down and 22 yards to go. To the right side, it's caught by Mitchell. Now the Bucs going to use the first of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with 45 seconds to go in the first half. So it's 3rd and long, and defensively not a real surprise. They're in the dime. A 10th carry for Kamara. And he'll take this up over the 40 to about the 41. The Bucs going to go ahead and use the 2nd of their timeouts, as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. Here's Thomas Morstead now, as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. Hits at the 7, but bounds into the end zone, and that'll be a touchback.
On the 20-yard line.
Again, we see Tom Brady and the Bucs set to take over.
And how about the start so far, Charles? 3 first-half touchdown passes.
And that's how you generate excitement on a team. Keep your offense moving at a really high level. And it's also how you establish leadership, by playing that well. 3 touchdown passes, that's the way to lead.
Now he's just hoping for number 4. Looking downfield. He's got a man complete. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. The Bucs forced to use their 3rd and final timeout as they'll stop it with 27 seconds remaining here in the second quarter. So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. Eluding the pressure right. On the run, he'll let this go deep. And this is caught. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Buccaneers. The 4th touchdown pass of the game for Tom Brady. And the Bucs are going to add on to their lead.
If you didn't know it, it won't surprise you to find out that this team leads the league in scoring. They've been a quick strike team all season long. There's another example. They did it again. This offensive coordinator, right now you can write his ticket towards being a head coach. He's advanced in the ways of offense.
Takes this about 5 yards deep.
And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee and they'll bring the football out to the 25. The offense and Alvin Kamara heading back onto the field. And I'm wondering if maybe they don't go away from him on this drive a little bit. He's been great, but they haven't scored a lot of points.
I think they still have to show him as a threat. Make sure he touches it a few times. But as you pointed out, use him as a decoy a little bit and get the ball in the hands of some other people in order to put more points on the board. But he's done a really nice job of us.
We now proceed to the start of the second half. The Bucs with a lead, and they'll get the football first as the second half is underway. Here's Carter now on the return. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line.
10 at their own 30-yard line.
Mike Evans of the Tampa offense about to set up shop.
So far, he has the trio of touchdowns. Obviously, it's been a pretty good game for him.
So if this were hockey, they'd be throwing their hats out on the ice for the hat trick, right? I'm not sure exactly what you do in the NFL, except applaud and continue to hope you see a little bit more.
And he will be hit from behind and run over. Wow. Marcus Davenport, the first rounder out of UTSA with a sack. This into the hands of his running back, Ronald Jones. And they work this well upfield across the 45. That one covers 24 yards. It's a first down.
Well, I certainly don't want to pile on, but this defense has just not been up to the challenge in this game, and this continues as we see here. Coverage, not been very good. Soft in spots. And there's an easy throw and catch for another first down.
Brady going to throw. And he's going to drop this off to his fullback. And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. They get 10 more there, and I believe that'll be enough for another first down. It will.
And if anyone thinks they're just going to tuck their horns in and pull back off the throttle a little bit, you can forget it. Even with this big third-quarter lead, I think this team's going to continue to take their shots downfield, and there's another completion.
Shedding defenders at the 15. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. Mike Evans, 43 yards, as his guys continue to put this one out of reach.
Okay, we need to double-check here with Marvin because he keeps all of our good stats, but what I've got is 5 drives, 5 touchdowns, and they've got a nice, healthy lead.
Well, after the first drive, we thought things might be clicking.
42.
They're really clicking at this point. They're clicking about as much as they can click.
And right
I just said click a lot.
Yes, you did, but that's okay because the guy who's coordinating the defense, trying to slow them down,
good luck.
He's going to have hair that looks like mine very soon. Not much of it.
And Wilson is perfectly content to bring this out to the 25, a touchback.
Now the attention turns to the Saints offense getting ready for their first possession of the second half. They are right now just ice cold. I mean, they have struggled big time in this game, and they're getting blown out. How do they adjust?
So tough because we always talk about it being a team game, and you need all 11 working well together. But every now and then, partner, you need that one guy who can make a play against all odds that maybe can ignite things. And I think that's what they're looking for right now.
Yeah, you talk about going to your playmakers. They probably need to do it.
Find someone that you're used to touching the football that makes big plays and give them that opportunity to maybe wake up everyone else.
6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4.
Now, Brandon, that's the way you want to run the football. There should almost be quote bubbles above the offense right now. Bam, boom, biff. That's how they feel good about moving the football.
That was made complete over the middle. That's Mitchell. And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39. That one a first down pickup of 8.
39-yard line.
They run the option here on 1st and 10. It'll be a 2-yard gain, and it'll bring up a 2nd down.
Brought down at the 42-yard line. 2 yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and 8.
They'll run. This is Kamara. And not much there at all. Maybe a yard up to the 43.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
3rd down now. Those last 2 plays indicative of how things have gone for them. Just nowhere to go on the ground and struggling to put up points. That is incomplete.
I'm getting the sense that this offense is getting frustrated. Here we are into the 3rd quarter, and they've had plenty of opportunities to get in sync. Thus far, that hasn't happened. They're looking for answers both on the sidelines and in the huddle looking at each other.
Here's Morstead now as he sends this one away. And this one hits at the 1, continues on into the end zone for a touchback.
20-yard line.
Mike Evans and the rest of the offensive unit heading back out there now. A monster game so far, 3rd quarter. He is lighting up the stat sheet.
And so many times when you see these types of games, you hear about the quarterback, or we talk about the quarterback throwing guys open, putting it in the right spot. How about some credit for the receivers,
Absolutely.
Who find ways to get open, whether they uncover late in a route or they get open early, but they just always find a way. And he's having that type of a game.
Yeah, he's been nearly impossible to cover.
Jones, the ball carrier.
He'll get about 3 as he's taken down at the 23.
It's a pickup of 3. Brings up 2nd and 7. At the 20.
Again, it's Jones. Oh, he breaks a tackle, and he's got an alley. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35.
The ball carrier.
After the run by Jones, here's 1st and 10.
6-yard line. A gain of 13 yards.
And now here's a carry heading left. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. 10 more there and another first down.
7-yard line. It's a gain of 10.
Now a first down carry by Jones. And very little running room there. He did get a couple up to the 49. They're going to hurry back to the line now.
A gain of 2. Brings up 2nd and 8.
Brady gives this one off to Jones. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40.
Ronald Jones, the ball carrier.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time and making it work.
Ronald Jones.
A gain of 3, 2nd down. And they're going to speed things up here. From the 36, Brady, nothing doing. Barely able to muster a yard to hit the 35. 1 quarter remains here on a Sunday night. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. They need to get to the 29 if they want to pick up a first here on 3rd down. And he picks up the first before he's taken down at the 29. That good for 6 as they keep this drive right on rolling.
That's a catch of some significance. It's number 631 of his career, and why that's significant, it ties him with Hall of Famer Raymond Barry.
He was one of the most precise route runners at any position during his time in his career. So I think that we're seeing something very similar here. He may not have known Raymond Barry, but he goes about his business the same way. Understands how defenses are going to play, understands where the leverage is, and goes away from it to the tune of 631 catches.
And this time he's not going anywhere. They'll get him down right at the line of scrimmage. Not enough there for a first. No gain, as a matter of fact. And it leaves them at 3rd and 1.
3rd down.
They'll try and run for it with Jones. And he'll have the first down, getting this one to the 14-yard line. Give them the 3rd down conversion, 5 yards on the play.
No doubt those are the types of carries they're looking for here, Charles. The lead in the 4th quarter. This is when coaches that have a reliable running game, they breathe a little easier on the sideline.
Yeah, they love the idea that they can take the air out of the football at this point of the game. That means they're really counting on that offensive line, counting on the runners, taking care of the football. Because you're going to tell your quarterback, hey, no time to be a hero. We're not going to throw it here. Just eat up that clock. And if you have the ball, they can't score.
It's a loss of 4. Now 3rd down. Now they'll toss to Jones running left. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22. 4th down now after a loss of 2.
It's a loss of 2 yards. Brings up 4th down.
They'll run it with Jones. And this doesn't end well at all as they stop him far behind the line to gain. The Bucs try it on 4th down but come up empty. And the Saints will have the football back.
Downs.
So they were really trying to put the nail in the coffin there already with this lead here in the 4th, but they didn't get it.
Guaranteed. It's not going to be a fun handshake in the postgame, right? You just know that there's going to be some bad blood there. And I know if we go to the postgame press conferences, the winning coach knows he's going to say, we need the points, okay? Because you never know at the end of the year if points are going to come into the tiebreaker if we're trying to get into the playoffs. That's always the standard justification.
Throwing again, Brissett on 2nd and 10. It goes as a loss of 6. And now 3rd down.
Tackle. He's taken down back at his own 8-yard line.
Throwing, Brissett. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
Intended for number 89.
Well, the trials and tribulations of being a quarterback in this league, it's tough. It's got to be wearing on him out there.
Well, he has been sacked a number of times. He had an interception, so I'm going to give him a skosh of credit for hanging in there and trying to make something happen, despite the amount of pressure he's been under this entire game.
And they'll get this to the 30-yard line before crossing over out of bounds. Great blocking, nearly sprung him there. 28-yard return. And the Buccaneer offense will be set up well as they take over. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Now Brady on the bootleg. Looking for Godwin, and he's got him complete. And finally down he goes as they work it inside the 10 to the 7. Call that a very strong gain of 24. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Buccaneer football as we welcome you back. They've got it 1st and goal in a game that appears to have already been decided. And he goes backwards on this one, losing yardage to the 7. That's going to go as a loss of 1 on 1st down. They'll try again with Jones. And the hole closes quickly here. He can fight only to about the 4. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it. Here's Jones. And he'll be brought down right on the edge of the goal line at about the 1-yard line. 4 yards, that gets him close to the goal line, but it also brings up a 4th and goal.
It's 4th and goal at the 1-yard line.
They'll go with Jones. And I'm not sure he got there. Did they stop him? They did. They stop him up short on 4th and goal from the 1. So we were looking at each other up here in the booth when they went for that saying, oh, wow. Talk about trying to add in. The Saints offense on the field ready to get their drive started. And that 5-game win streak is ticking away here in the fourth quarter. Just haven't been as sharp in this one.
At this point in the game, they've got to continue to try anything they can. They're still working at it, even though this one feels like a lost cause.
It leads to 2nd and 10.
They'll throw again from their own end zone. This short throw caught by Goddard. That helps the completion percentage, but not much else, and now it's 3rd and 10.
Pass complete, but no gain.
No yards.
Yeah.
So you file that as unsuccessful.
Yeah, you do, don't you? Except on the stats, throwing the ball.
Get a completion.
You get a catch.
Yeah.
But still,
no yardage. Okay. And he'll find Pittman. And he's going to get this up to the 24-yard line. That 3rd down conversion good for 23. Offense for them has been at a premium. You wonder where plays like that have been all game long.
They're thinking the exact same thing themselves, but they're also looking forward now because now these plays are really for next week, trying to get some momentum going.
No gain there on the completion, 2nd and 10. And a timeout comes in. The whistles blow with 3 seconds remaining. Had the completed pass, but for no gain, stopped right at the line, so it's 2nd and 10. One final shot. They'll look to throw. And heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Sean Davis with a pick. And that will write a finish to this ball game.
Good job. Good job.
Tonight's final score.
Well, Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game to put up that number of points, continually feel like they're moving the ball and things are working and clicking. They think that they can bottle this and carry it with them.
And as an offensive coordinator, you just don't think you can do anything wrong. Whatever you call, run, pass, it's all going to work.
That's called being in the zone.
Pinion to kick off for Tampa Bay.
Getting toward the halfway point of the NFL season, Week 7 is underway on EA Sports.
Fields it in the middle of the end zone. And this will go as a touchback, and they will begin things at the 25. Now here comes Teddy Bridgewater, first-round pick back in 2014 as he looks to command this Panther offense.
And what I enjoyed watching this week when we had a chance to watch them at practice, the easy camaraderie that he has with his offense.
A lot of respect.
A lot of respect, and frankly, I thought it's...
And down he goes, a Buccaneer sack. A bad start there, a big loss on their first play from scrimmage. It's second down.
Well, we knew coming in it was going to be a long afternoon if they weren't able to hold up against this pass rush, huh?
What we didn't know was that protection was going to spring a leak on the first play from scrimmage.
Got after him right out of the gate.
And the Buccaneer defense for the second straight play, flexing its muscle by forcing a loss. And I don't think this is the script they had in mind for their opening drive. This is 3rd and long. Out of the gun, Bridgewater. Now he's hit. Bridgewater loses the football. And it's picked up by the Buccaneers. And it won't count for 6. He's brought down, but inside the 5, 1st and goal at the 4-yard line. So the Bucs now in great shape to begin their initial possession. And here's a look at their leader, standing 6'4".
You know what I did in pregame? I made sure I touched him as he went by. I want a little bit of what he's got.
The golden arm from last week.
Oh, how much fun was that to watch that game tape, all right? The number of touchdowns, that was a 5 last week, but 0 interceptions. So you think he's due to throw a pick? But I'm betting he continues the streak in this game.
The numbers on the ground for Jones last week. 19 carries, 101 yards.
They've got a nice scheme going right now.
And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Buccaneers. Ronald Jones with touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Bucs have taken a first-quarter lead. And we'll see if this rain affects the team's decisions going forward, but they kick it here, and it's good. Well, that drive started with not a whole lot of real estate in front of them. In plus territory, excellent field position. 2 plays later, pay dirt. And following the touchdown now, it's Bradley Pinion on to kick this one away.
Takes this about 5 yards deep, and this will not be brought out. It's a touchback.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Panthers coming back out onto the field for their second drive. And they had the fumble last time that led to a touchdown. That's a no-no. We'll see what they do here this go-around.
A big no-no. Put that in capital letters. Turning it over, the other team takes it down and scores. That can be a deflator for a football team. Now it's up to the offense to get back out on the field and pick things up.
Now, they're out there. We'll see if they can pick those things back up. So that one will be accepted. From the gun, Bridgewater. And his throw here is incomplete. Jonnu Smith, the tight end, is intended receiver. And that'll bring up second down.
Jonnu Smith, incomplete. Brings up 2nd and long.
From the shotgun to McCaffrey. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. Just a 1-yard loss that time, but that's not what they needed. Now they're dealing with a 3rd and long.
Down and 16.
3rd and long for Bridgewater. And he's got his target. That's more. And he is going to have a Panthers first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. That was no 3rd and 2. That was 3rd and 16, but they get the conversion anyway.
4-yard line.
On 1st and 10, Bridgewater. That's going to be caught by Samuel. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. 19 yards there on the catch and run. So from Buccaneer territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 37-yard line. From the shotgun, it's Bridgewater. He'll get this to McCaffrey out of the backfield. It'll be a gain of 6, and that'll make it a 2nd down.
Just about every quarterback is trained to really look downfield first before you come back and make a nice, safe throw. And in this case, that's exactly what he did. Found his running back, let him create some space, and it turned out to be a nice play for the offense.
A 3-yard pickup on 2nd and 4. Now they'll need to convert here on 3rd and a little more than a yard.
Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain, considering the blitz that they just had against them.
And he's going to get the 1st down here as he's taken down at the 22. Move the chains, a gain of 7 on 3rd down.
At the 22-yard line.
Bridgewater on 1st down. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes.
Teddy Bridgewater sacked.
And that is the 3rd sack this offensive line has allowed this 1st quarter.
Man, that puts him on pace. Let me do the rudimentary math here. To be sacked 12 times in a game, I know he's not going to go for that. I wonder if it's going to reshape what they decide to do on offense in terms of play calling.
Well, I can tell you what, when he popped out, shaking his head, frustrated right now behind center.
I wonder what was going through his mind when he got the play call. He just got sacked on the previous play. He knows they're coming after him again. A little bit of guts to stand in there, take the hit, and successfully complete the screen pass. Really.
And he's going to go down. They sack him back right around the 30. Derek Barnett able to maneuver in for the sack.
A 6-yard loss. It's 4th down. Eddie Pinheiro.
After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports.
A 47-yard attempt. That's the end of the 1st quarter. With the score, Buccaneers 7, Panthers 0.
And this is just outside the right upright. It's no good, and this score will stay right where it is. Tampa Bay, they're getting ready to set up shop here for their 2nd drive. They'll be looking to duplicate that 1st drive, the one that got them that 7-0 lead.
Of course they would. I mean, look, they're on the road. So getting the 7-0 lead was huge for them, right? Imagine getting up 2 touchdowns on the road, taking the crowd out of the game. It'd be ideal.
He'll buy some time right. And incomplete as he was knocked as he threw it. And it took the ball off course.
I think he's got to be careful not to force anything into coverage right there. There weren't really any throwing lanes. But the best part for him, he's got 2nd and 3rd down to fall back on.
Brady's incompletion on 1st down leads to a 2nd and 10. Brady going to fake the give to Jones and set up to throw. Sliding out of the pocket. Looking downfield for Godwin. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete. The safety that time, Tony Jefferson there on the coverage.
One thing that offensive guys stress when they throw the deep ball, you're just counting on your receiver to find it, adjust before the defensive back can get his head around. In this case, though, the DB matched it move for move and knocked it away.
On play action, now Brady. They'll roll him out right. He can run for it, and he will. And he gets this only to the 41. Not near enough for the 1st. 5 yards that time out of the scramble. But now they're looking at a 4th down situation.
And they had an extra defensive back on the field on that play, and the coverage was excellent. He tried to pull it down and run for it, but they rallied to him and kept him short of a 1st down.
That one good for 17 yards on 4th. Couldn't ask for much more from your offense there. 1st down. Last week, several good performances in the NFC, but he was the conference's offensive player of the week. Godwin's got it. Touchdown, Tampa Bay.
Pass complete to
Chris Godwin with touchdown number 7 on the year as the Buccaneers tack on to their lead.
He was able to move around and found some vision to throw the football. And how about how he ended it? Boy, he had some zip on that throw.
Yeah, it doesn't hurt to have an arm like that. Results in the touchdown here. Great play offensively. A good hold in these wet conditions. The point after is up and good, and that'll make the score 14-0.
Bradley Pinion to kick off for Tampa Bay.
Now Pinion with the kickoff honors following the touchdown. Fielded a couple yards into the end zone. And he'll be dropped at the 21-yard line. So bringing it out of the end zone proves not a good decision. Loses him about 4 yards. This Carolina offense at the line, ready to go. It hasn't gone particularly well for them. That's obvious. In these conditions, no points so far. They've got to get that offense on track. The question, how do they do it?
It is the age-old question, isn't it? And to me, finding a way to make sure your playmakers touch the ball without it being too exotic. Meaning you don't have to go deep down the field. Maybe you hit them on those short passes on the perimeter. Make sure you just turn around and hand it to your best runner. Get out of the way. Don't cause any extra stress on your offense.
A gain of just a yard, but it's a first down.
Well, he hasn't made much of an impact in the running game thus far, and after that last run, not much is going to change in that area.
He hasn't been able to get anything going, and really the offensive line not helping him much. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Well, sometimes you just have to give credit to the defense. Great job there at the point of attack, holding up. They won their battles at the line of scrimmage, left him no space to try and run. A really nice job swarming to the ball carrier.
And the running lane's non-existent in this first half as they'll stop him behind the line.
The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the first half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
Found his target. It's Anderson. And he is going to have the Panthers first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. First target, first catch, and a first down.
1st and 10 at the 49-yard line.
Bridgewater going to give this to McCaffrey. And he'll get this forward only for about a yard as that's going to take us to the 2-minute warning. Tackle made that time by Vita Vea. A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
And he's got this down a yard or two shy of the 40 before he's out of bounds.
I came to my feet on that one. I thought he was getting close to breaking that one big, but in the end, give some credit to the defense, finding a way to get to him and forcing a 3rd down.
And this is going to be incomplete. So a couple of first downs on this drive, but it's looking like another empty possession.
And those empty possessions are certainly starting to pile up. So the adjustments that teams talk about all the time have to be taking place. They've got to analyze what's breaking down and figure a way to fix it.
Now after the punt on that play, we've got a man down on the field. While the trainers take a look, we'll step aside. On play action, it's Brady. Rolling to his right. On the run, he'll let this go deep. And that's caught inside the 30. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. Chris Godwin, 76 yards. And the Buccaneers here finding a way to stretch their lead. So simple math here in the first half. They've had 3 drives offensively, and they have scored every time, and they've got the lead.
Well, whenever we talk about adjustments, we usually talk about an offense making adjustments, right? This is all about the defense. They've got to figure out some way, somehow to slow them down. Do they blitz a little bit more? Do they play more zone coverage? Right now, they don't know where to go because they're hitting them in every direction.
And it is now 21-0. Well, the offense wasn't out there for a long time, but they were out there for a good time. One play, and they're able to hit pay dirt.
Bradley Pinion to kick off for Tampa Bay.
And following the touchdown now, it's Bradley Pinion on to kick this one away. Taking it about the 1. And he will make it to the 20-yard line and no further.
First and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
Out comes Christian McCaffrey with the rest of the offense. He's had a good chunk of carries. Problem is for very little success. I don't want to put it all on his shoulders, but that's a big reason they're losing right now.
Have to be very careful.
Oh, the Buccaneer pressure too much. Down he goes. Shaquille Barrett able to record his 5th sack of the season.
I'm starting to feel for that quarterback back there. I mean, you know me. Normally, don't have a lot of empathy for the QB, right? In this case, definitely. He's been on constant duress this entire game. I don't know how he's surviving back there.
And to think, there's still a long way to go in this football game. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down.
I tell you, Brandon, this defense is playing with some confidence. Haven't allowed a point yet. Flying to the football. I'm telling you, it's almost 11 to the ball on every snap. Another nice job there to force an incompletion.
Now the Bucs going to use the first of their timeouts. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime.
The punt for the Panthers.
Pilardi now on to punt as he sends this one away. Here comes Carter. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. A nice job getting free on the return for 13 yards. And the Bucs will get ready to go on offense. The attention shifting back to Chris Godwin and the rest of the Tampa offense. He has certainly made the most of his catches so far, both of them going for touchdowns here in half number 1.
And we've never met a team that doesn't talk about getting off to a fast start and featuring guys that they want to have the ball early. We're seeing both of those come into play.
And he's taken down, trying to do a little too much, getting outside of the pocket, and it results in a sack. Brian Burns, credit him with a sack, and it goes as a loss of 6. Flushed out right. On the run, he'll let it go deep, right sideline. And that's incomplete. Clock stops with 10 seconds left. The Panthers turn to their nickel set here as they get ready for 3rd down. Brady. That's caught at the 25. And he's into the end zone for a Tampa Bay touchdown. Tom Brady, his 3rd touchdown pass of this first half. And the Bucs are going to add on to their lead.
And that's a lead that excites a team as they head into the half. Good way to finish things off.
Yeah, able to extend that lead, and you always say it, that can totally change the complexion of half number 2.
Yeah, it changes your morale, changes your outlook, but even before that, let's see if they decide to kind of squib kick or what they're going to do on the kickoff, because you don't want to give up a big play right before the half ends.
Good point. Now this will make it into the end zone. And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee and they'll bring the football out to the 25. Well, the white flag coming out as they line up to kneel on it. All that remains is to snap this once, and that'll do it for the first half of play. We have hit halftime. Still 2 more quarters to go. We'll take a timeout. We'll be back after this. You're watching the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. It's in the game.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. A lot to get to here as some of the division races starting to take shape as we look around the NFL here in week number 7.
The second half upon us sooner than we bargained for. Week 7, second half. Let's do it. Forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the second half. And a nice return sets them up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line.
At their own 30-yard line.
The attention shifting back to Chris Godwin and the rest of the Tampa offense. And now he's inching closer to a 200-yard game. He's been so solid.
And he is really denting the pride of the guys playing defense, too, because there's certain barriers that you just don't want to give up. Never want to give up a 100-yard rusher, a 100-yard receiver. He's closing in on 200 yards. Wow, that's a really big game.
2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
It's a loss of 2. Brings up 2nd and 12. At the 27-yard.
On 2nd and 12. Brady looking downfield for Godwin. And that's caught inside the 35.
Brady's pass.
And he takes it all the way down to the 28-yard line.
And a
throwing on first down, it's Brady. Going to throw deep for the end zone. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
Brady's pass.
I like the thought process there. They connected on a big play, and sometimes you find the defense vulnerable. So they went for the bigger shot, went for it all on that one. This time, they were ready for it.
Play action, now it's Brady. He's going to take a shot for the end zone. Oh, he almost had it for the pick. A great chance there for the interception in the end zone. Instead, third down.
When you look at the scoreboard, you'd think they'd be pretty comfortable right now with this lead, but these guys are absolutely not going to let up. They want to increase their lead, and they want to do it with a big play. Unable to connect in that attempt.
And they will eventually get him down, but he's inside the 5 on the way to the 3. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. They slot Gronkowski outright. They'll try and run it in with Jones. And he will fight his way into the end zone for a touchdown. Ronald Jones, his 2nd touchdown of the game and his 9th on the year. And this Buccaneer offense is running away with this one. He had the option to hand that football off. I think it's safe to say that he made the right decision. That was a heck of a run.
It certainly was. And when you mentioned the option, most people think the quarterback's not going to keep the ball. You know, in the NFL, that's usually not the recipe for being around too long. So when you do keep it, it often surprises the heck out of a defense.
Fields it in the middle of the end zone. And no effort to bring this one out. It's a touchback.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Panthers offense now, they head back on the field for their first possession of the second half. They have been struggling. I would imagine at halftime they went through some possible changes. Well, those changes aren't working, so now where do you go?
I think that now it's much more in their head. And what I mean by that is just what you said. You've gone over the changes. I bet they were pretty clinical at the half, not too emotional. They might need to go to the emotional side because you've got to find something, some spark somewhere. And so far, just being calm hasn't exactly worked.
They need any spark at this point. Call it a gain of a couple, and that's going to leave them with a 3rd and about 5.
Well, they certainly have been able to get him going and establish the run, so I think it's time to abandon that plan and start chucking it all over the park. And you know who's excited about that? The defensive front. They got to just pin their ears back and get after him now.
They'll set up the screen to McCaffrey. And he is going to have a Panthers first down. He needed 5. He got it barely, as it will officially go down as a gain of 5 yards.
Let's give a little credit there. The offensive play caller sensed that the screen pass was available. Whenever you're getting a lot of heavy pressure towards your quarterback, that's when you're thinking about running the screen and using that pressure against the defense. And it worked very well there for a first down.
On first down, this is McCaffrey. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down.
Well, they're hoping that the second half is better for him than the first half. They've got to find a way to get him going. He's a big part of their offense.
Brings up 2nd and 7 at the 38-yard line.
From the 38, Bridgewater. He'll get this underneath to McCaffrey. It's a 4-yard pickup, and all of a sudden here, it's 3rd down.
It's a gain of 4. Brings up 3rd and 3.
Here's Bridgewater. Gets this to his running back. It's Christian McCaffrey. And he's going to be taken down here, still a couple yards short of the first.
One hallmark of good defenses is understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling immediately in the secondary after catches. I think we just saw that on display right there.
Got to him before he ever had a chance to think about turning it upfield. And that one hits a little too close to the goal line, and it continues into the end zone for a touchback. The attention shifting back to Chris Godwin and the rest of the Tampa offense. This defense, they wouldn't mind not seeing him again for a while. 3 trips to the end zone. How about that?
I think right now they would happily go to their general manager and say, is there any way you could get a trade for him? bring him over to our team so we don't have to cover him anymore? Because he is really having a heck of a ball game, isn't he?
Boy, he is. I don't know that a mid-game trade's going to happen, but good thought. Just what you want on a first down run. Call it 8 yards, and it's 2nd and 2. And they're able to get this one across the 35. 11 yards there, first down.
For a lot of guys playing this game, there's no better feeling than running right through a tackle. He's able to lower his center of gravity and churn his legs for a really nice pickup.
Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down. Jones. And he is going to lose yardage here. They'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
Down behind the line of scrimmage.
38-yard line, 2nd and 11. We have played 3 quarters. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. On 2nd down now, it's Jones. He's got a first down and then some at midfield. And he's into the end zone for a Tampa Bay touchdown. Ronald Jones, 62 yards. And the Bucs offense continuing to pour it on.
I guess when you look back on it, it was just a matter of time until he popped a big one like that. And, you know, at halftime, you and I discussed it. They had done a nice job on him in the first half. But there were a couple of occasions where it felt like he might wiggle out of traffic and take it to the house. Finally here in the second half, that got done.
Bradley Pinion to kick off for Tampa Bay.
Now Pinion with the kickoff honors following the touchdown. Fielded a couple yards into the end zone. And he's able to get this across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down officially at the 21.
21-yard line.
To the field, here come the Panthers. And let's face it, this drive is not going to have any bearing on this game, but it's kind of important for one reason, isn't it?
It certainly is. You got to get points. And okay, all right, I'm being facetious here. Once you get points, you feel a little bit better about yourself as you move on to the next one.
A gain of 6 there on first. 6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. Hard to believe his first catch of the game defensively. They bottled him up. That's why they're well on their way to victory.
Put your best cover guy on him and then change the coverages behind him throughout the game. Brackets, double, zone, man, you name it. Make sure he gets a lot of angles.
Now after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. Well, he gets attended to. We'll step aside. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Bridgewater now. Looking left side, that's caught by Moore. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. A gain of 32 that time. So now then, the big play has him all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. They'll throw again, Bridgewater. And too much juice. It'll be out of bounds, incomplete. Curtis Samuel, the intended target, but it'll be 2nd down.
Too many zeros on the stat sheet thus far. No touchdown passes, no points for his team, but he remains undaunted. Still attempting to get his team on the scoreboard, firing the ball downfield.
Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 29. And again, it's Bridgewater. He'll get this to his tight end. It's Jonnu Smith. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1. The Panthers on 3rd down, not quite 50%, 4 for 9. They need just a yard here. It's 3rd and 1. And he gets the first down yardage before he's brought down just outside the 10 at the 11. Got what they needed there. The drive continues with a 9-yard pickup.
And this is just a little touch pass. They send the receiver in motion, just kind of tap it forward to him. Now, it doesn't turn into a huge play, but they do pick up a first down. A nice, consistent game.
Throwing on 1st down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. The intended receiver there was Jonnu Smith, and it's 2nd down.
He was covered by Antoine Winfield.
Bridgewater again, and he almost intercepted it.
They haven't picked a ball off yet. That probably should have been their first. And it's third down now.
Third down and 10 yards to go.
To the air again with Bridgewater. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Carlton Davis picks it. And to the 12. That's where it stops. The return is halted at the 12-yard line. Yet another mistake after the interception there. And, gosh, you look up at the scoreboard. They just got to be thinking this one cannot get over fast enough.
It certainly can't. And also what happens when you get this big of a deficit, you're supposed to make all the right throws, right? You're supposed to try and obviously get the ball to your own guys. But being down this big, you also take even more chances. And in this situation, that hasn't paid off for them at all.
On the other sideline, jubilation and laughter.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
That's what they needed. It's an 8-yard gain, and now 3rd and 4 suddenly doesn't look so bad. And they try to sweep to Jones. He's got a first down past the 30. And he's all the way up to the 39-yard line that time. That's good for 21 yards and a first down.
A gain of 21 yards.
And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. They'll try and run some clock now with Jones. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. Call it a gain of 4 on 1st, and that'll make it 2nd down.
3-yard line. A gain of 4. It's now 2nd and 6.
They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. They're going to snuff this play out behind the line. We have not seen that much today. They'll wind up losing 3. And now it's 3rd down. Now the toss to Jones, running right. Runs through the contact. Just a 1-yard pickup there, and it'll be 4th down. Good job there keeping him to a short gain. Of course, he's coming off a really terrific performance. Reigning NFC Defensive Player of the Week.
And I know people get caught up in, well, if you're the reigning Defensive Player of the Week, you must have made a bunch of spectacular plays. Like you mixed in a few of those, but most of the plays are just like we saw there. Keep them to short gains, make the fundamental tackle.
Throwing now is Brady. And this is caught. It's pulled in by Gronkowski. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. That one good for 17 yards on 4th. Couldn't ask for much more from your offense there. 1st down. This is Jones. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. They'll wind up losing 4 yards on the play. And it'll bring up a 2nd and 14. And he'll go out of bounds right around the 40. Call it a gain of 6 on the play. That'll bring up 3rd and 8.
It's a gain of 6. And it's 3rd down.
Out of the huddle now for play number 9 on this drive. This is 3rd down and 8. Going deep this time for Miller. And he can't quite pick it. No interception so far. That probably should have been their first. But at least it's 4th down.
It's now 4th down.
And with things looking pretty good on the scoreboard, they're going to keep the offense out there and go for it here on 4th. Oh, he's thinking end zone for Evans. And this will be caught. Well, forget taking the knee. Some late gamesmanship here as they throw for a late touchdown.
Tampa Bay.
Well, business as usual for them. Well on their way to another victory. Riding a serious wave of momentum from what we've seen. And so far, they haven't met their match. So if you're going to play this team in the future, your mission is clear. you better be ready to play and match their firepower.
This is second nature, all is automatic.
Today, from Bank of America Stadium in Charlotte, North Carolina, it's Week 7 of the NFL on EA Sports. Bradley Pinion, the kickoff for Tampa Bay.
Getting toward the halfway point of the NFL season, Week 7 is underway on EA Sports. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Offensively for Carolina, Teddy Bridgewater will be at the controls, the talented quarterback out of Louisville.
And his stat line last week, that's not going to get him to the Pro Bowl. All right, no touchdowns, no interceptions, but they won. And so the bottom line for him is team won, managed the game effectively, led them to victory. He's doing all the right things.
A first down throw for Bridgewater. He finds Smith out of the backfield. And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27. Only a couple for him there on the game's first play, and it's second down.
At the 27-yard line.
Out of the gun, Bridgewater. And down he goes, a Buccaneer sack.
Bridgewater sacked by Shaquille.
Yeah, we talk about players blitzing all the time. I often laugh and sometimes call it just straight-ahead pursuit. What a running start right back to the backfield for him.
Yeah, it really didn't give anybody a chance to get up there and stop him.
No, I mean, that's really, really difficult. You're asking a whole lot anyway, but when he gets that kind of a start and comes through clean, oftentimes the advantage definitely goes to the defensive player.
It's a gain of 6, but not enough, as he'll be forced to punt on their first drive of the game.
There's an example of good situational football being played by a defense. They understood where the third down play was. the down and distance and made sure that they didn't get anywhere near that, bringing up fourth down.
Yeah, they were sniffing out that marker, didn't want to let him get close to there, and now a likely 3 and out to start.
Yeah, I love the way they...
There he goes, left side. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. Covered a lot of ground there, 81 yards on the punt return. And the Bucs have taken a first quarter lead. They get the stop defensively, force the punt. They score without their offense even stepping on the field.
I remember playing on special teams and teasing the guys on offense like, look, you don't even worry about it. You guys just hang out over there. We'll bring this one all the way back and get the points we need. In this case, they actually got that done.
On is Mason Crosby for the point after. And that one gives the Bucs a 7-0 lead. Well, we know he has home run hitting ability in the punt return department, and he showcases it there all the way back for 6.
To kick off for Tampa Bay.
So after surrendering the punt return for a score, let's see what they can do in turn on this kickoff. Taken about 7 yards deep, and this will not be returned. It'll come out to the 25.
25-yard line.
The Panthers coming back out onto the field for their second drive. And on the first drive, 3 and out. And I know that these are professional athletes, but I would imagine sometimes you get the nerves at the beginning of a game still, don't you?
Those don't ever go away. And typically what I've heard from guys and what I remember from playing, if you don't have nerves at the start of a game, it's not going to be a great day for you. You're not really ready to play. So finding a way to harness those nerves and not let them affect you in a negative way, that's what all the guys are looking for.
So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. Throwing is Bridgewater. Wide open receiver complete. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. It's a pickup of 17 and a first down.
Nice job there of utilizing his big target. He didn't overthink it. Understands the catch radius, understands that he knows how to use his body to keep defenders away from the ball.
And down he goes. The pressure getting to Bridgewater.
And plays like that really hurt play calling. They had a really nice gain on the previous play, but gave about half the yardage back on the sack. Excellent pressure up front, nowhere to go with the football. Down he goes.
And he'll lose yardage here, going down back at the 28. He lost 4 there, and it's 3rd down.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for, one of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after 1st and 2nd down went backwards. It's 3rd and very long. Bridgewater to throw it. Can't get away, and he's taken down.
Teddy Bridgewater sacked.
I remember when I was a kid and all I wanted was a nickel so I could get that soda down at the fountain. And guess what? The nickel came into play well. 5 defensive backs, they covered well, allowed for the sack.
Sodas were a nickel when you were a kid?
No, I just needed the extra nickel so I could pay the proper price.
Okay, how much were they? A dime? What were they?
15 cents.
On the return, Carter. That'll wind up being a 50-yard punt, though they do get 10 back on the return. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. So out come the Bucs now for their first drive. And they will be led out by their 6'4" quarterback.
You know what I did in pregame? I made sure I touched him as he went by. I want a little bit of what he's got.
The golden arm from last week.
Oh, how much fun was that to watch that game tape, all right? The number of touchdowns, what was that, 5 last week?
Yeah.
But 0 interceptions. So you think he's due to throw a pick? But I'm betting that he continues to streak in this game.
Going up top for Miller. And this is taken in at the 5. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Buccaneers. Scotty Miller, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Bucs get the quick strike touchdown. Charles, there aren't really any slow receivers, but there's fast and then really fast. He's really fast, and he showed off the afterburners there.
And that he is, because when he took off, I was thinking there's no chance that he can actually reach him with that pass. Yet he did, and he's still sprinting. And just think about what that does for everyone else on his team, because his ability to stretch a field opens things up for the rest of the receivers on the team.
Bradley Pinion to kick off for Tampa Bay.
And following the touchdown now, it's Bradley Pinion on to kick this one away. Taken about 7 yards deep. And he'll just take a seat, and the drive will begin at the 25-yard line.
25-yard line.
Teddy Bridgewater and his Panthers ready to go again. And maybe he's starting. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. They've had it twice. They've punted twice. Not the start they were hoping for.
Not at all, and let's face it, every facility we visit, everyone talks about converting on third down, how big that is. In this situation, they've had to punt it away twice, so they're furiously going over things on the sidelines. What do we need to do to pick up a first down and change our momentum?
2nd and 6, just inside the 30. On 2nd down, here's a keeper by the QB. He'll have a first down past the 40. And finally brought down at the 43. 27 yards there, a first down. A little bit of a breakdown there defensively, and the RPO turns into a big chunk play.
And when you think about running offense, the word comes to mind, assignments, right? Because you have to carry those out. But you have to play assignment football and defense, too, against a team that runs these RPOs because everyone has to be in the right place. Who's getting the quarterback? Who's getting the running back? Who's covering the receivers? This one worked quite well on that play.
2nd and 12 at the 45-yard line.
14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports.
14. Panthers nothing.
Behind the chain, 2nd and 12. Bridgewater going to try and run it. The 2nd down play, not much better than the first, just a gain of 1 there.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is a force of nature at the defensive tackle position. Yes, he's as big as they come, but still plenty agile. He's able to make a nice play there to swallow up the ball carrier.
On 3rd down, Bridgewater. And he's going to go down. Back near midfield at the 49. Shaquille Barrett in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year.
Well, someone's been up to the task so far in this game. They are already up a couple of scores, Brandon, and guess what? I think they're just going to pin their ears back now and get upfield and get after the quarterback.
Been such an impressive first half to get that lead. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. It's a 39-yard punt, 3 on the return, and the Bucs are going to take over 1st and 10 deep in their own territory. Tampa Bay, they're getting ready to set up shop here for their 2nd drive. And last time the formula was pretty simple. 1-play drive, long pass. That maybe they just want to do that again, right?
And that's exactly how you want to draw things up. Whether it's on your grease board, right, in your playbook, 1-play drive's exactly what you want on offense.
And that's caught inside the 35. And he's into the end zone for a Tampa Bay touchdown. Chris Godwin, 88 yards as the Buccaneers tack on to their lead. It took them a while to get their speedster involved, but they found him downfield there.
And what we've discovered as we've watched games is the speedster doesn't have to have a lot of catches, doesn't have to have volume in order to have a huge impact on the game. His speed scares the heck out of defenses, and other guys can capitalize, but when you finally hit him and he carries it all the way into the end zone, that's what you're paying him for. That big threat that can make big plays on a limited number of catches.
That's how you step on the stage with your first catch, take it to the house.
Bradley Pinion to kick off for Tampa Bay.
Now Pinion with the kickoff honors following the touchdown. And he had no room to run as he's tackled down inside the 20.
At their own 18-yard line.
The Carolina offense about ready to go. And some dangerous territory. You're already down 3 scores. A 3-and-out here, or an inability to put any points up. This one might be over by half.
Yeah, and what you also have to guard against is calling every play for a big shot downfield. You know, thinking you're going to get all these points back on one drive. You're not. And last time I looked, it's still the first half. I'm not saying you have ultimate patience here, but you also don't have to go ahead and force everything either.
A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on second. Now he's hit, and Bridgewater loses the football.
Tom Brady sacked. A fumble on the...
Much like a running back going through the line, quarterbacks have to be aware of protecting the football as well. He left it exposed that time, wound up having it knocked free, but fortunately, had an alert teammate who was able to get it.
Shaquille Barrett, he's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year.
I'm starting to wonder if this offensive line just simply doesn't like him. I mean, they've given up 6 sacks in this game. He's had nowhere to go, nowhere to run, and obviously nowhere to hide.
And all those sacks in the first half, this is just complete domination. They'll look to set up his blockers. 62 yards on the punt that time. Wow. And that will come the offense as they take over. And here we go again with Tom Brady and Tampa's offense. They've got the lead. He's a big reason why. Looking sharp so far.
And as we travel around the league, we see quarterbacks get it done in a variety of ways. But today's NFL does tell us one thing. If that guy doesn't play well, their team's not going to win.
Pressure comes in. He's brought down. It's a Panther sack. That huge loss on the sack makes this job much more difficult. It's now 2nd down and 22 yards to go.
Well, maybe that can give him a little bit of a pick-me-up, a little bit of a jolt. One of the few things that's gone right defensively.
Because other than that, it's really been a first half to forget. A big change in field position there. That's 40 yards on the catch and run. Now a play fake. Brady. This is caught inside the 15. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Buccaneers. Chris Godwin with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half. And the Buccaneers here finding a way to stretch their lead. It's good, and they stretch their lead to 28-0 now. Scoring summary, 3-play drive, and it ends with a touchdown for the Bucs.
Bradley Pinion to kick off for Tampa Bay.
And following the touchdown now, it's Bradley Pinion on to kick this one away. That'll be taken about a yard deep. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23.
At their own 23-yard line.
There's DJ Moore as he and the rest of the offense head back out there. You better believe that he's well aware he has 0 catches right now, and they're losing, so he's probably a little hungry.
And you know the guys on defense are aware as well. And they're really excited he has no catches, but they're also worried because a lot of times that's like the ticking time bomb. The longer you hold him down, when he finally explodes, look out.
Yeah, no catches, though, so far in this game. A 2nd down throw for Bridgewater. Open man is Robbie Anderson. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 17 yards on the catch and run. It's a 1st down. And down he goes. The pressure getting to Bridgewater. Shaquille Barrett make that now 8 sacks for him on the season. And the pressure gets to him again. Shaquille Barrett in there to get him, and on the season now, that is 9 sacks for him.
Okay, let's go back a little bit and see if my schooling comes to the front. What's that old saying? Those who forget the lessons of history are doomed to repeat them. That's the same guy who's gotten back-to-back sacks. I think a double team may be in order.
3rd and long now after the sack, and we'll see if Bridgewater has a response. Not wanting to risk another sack, they'll play it safe with a run. And they will bottle him up behind the line, and now will they use a timeout? Now the Bucs going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 24 seconds to go in this first half. Here's Michael Pilardi now. He's been one of their few bright spots so far. Fielded just inside the 20. That'll be put in the books as a 53-yard punt. And control of the football switching hands with very little time remaining until the half. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this. And that's caught inside the 30. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see.
Buccaneers.
So now then, the big play has them all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. Shotgun now for Brady. Going for it all. And he hauls it in for the Buccaneer touchdown. The 4th touchdown pass of the game for Tom Brady as his guys continue to pour it on. That's an early touchdown grab for last week's NFC Offensive Player of the Week. He was so electric, and they talked about it all week long. Have to try to contain him.
And now for him, being able to focus on the task at hand and not just immediately assume that last week it totally carries over, but you got to like the start that he has, showing those great hands that we've seen from him throughout.
So we have reached halftime here. The second half upon us sooner than we bargained for. Week 7, second half. Let's do it. The Bucs with the lead, and they'll get the football first as the second half is underway. Here's Carter now on the return. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line.
1st and 10 at their own 27-yard line.
The attention shifting back to Chris Godwin and the rest of the Tampa offense. He's north of 150 yards in this game. He's been doing his thing, hasn't he?
That he has, and he's been enjoying himself. And it's the type of game that you get locked into a pretty good groove. May not be record-shattering, but it's the type of game that if you accumulate that throughout a season, you can be one of the top receivers in the game.
See how much they incorporate him here on this drive. A big play that time for Tampa Bay. 45 yards. That's going to be caught. And he doesn't quite make it, taking it within an eyelash. Dropped at the 1. That'll be marked as a 27-yard pickup. Brady now to throw. Godwin's got it. Touchdown, Tampa Bay.
Complete to number 14.
5 touchdown passes now for Tom Brady. And this offense continues to pour it on.
And this is obviously quite a performance. And most of the time when we talk about someone putting a team on their back, I think we're talking about a guy who runs the football. In this case, it's a guy out wide catching it, and he's done exactly that, truly leading his team right now towards victory.
3 touchdown catches. He's been the headliner. Fielded near the back of the end zone. And it'll come out to the 25 as he will not attempt to return. The Panthers offense now, they head back on the field for their first possession of the second half. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting. What do you think, Brandon? I like the intensity this defense is showing right here in these first few drives. They're not just holding the line because they're doing their job, but they're doing more than that, aren't they? They're getting a nice push into the offensive backfield.
And a great example right there for the loss on the tackle. And his rough afternoon continues. He's going nowhere again. 3rd down now. Those last 2 plays indicative of how things have gone for them. Just nowhere to go on the ground and struggling to put up points. And he took the contact as he was throwing it, and the ball drops incomplete.
For Jonnu Smith, incomplete.
He's had trouble finding open receivers all game, CD, and that's because really there hasn't been many. This defense has been all over them.
Yeah, they're one of the better defenses in the league, and every time I talk to someone around the NFL, they all say the exact same thing. They're so fundamentally sound, it's hard to execute against them.
On is the punt team now as this one's sent away. This is brought in at the 21. So a change of possession here on the punt. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. The attention shifting back to Chris Godwin and the rest of the Tampa offense. Sort of a slow and steady game so far, but reliable for him here in this 3rd quarter.
Sounds like we're describing a possession receiver, right? The one that finds a way to make the big catches, the ones that break the backs of defenses, keep first downs.
And got his man complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. He got 29 yards that time.
Looked like the defense put pretty good pressure on him, but he's able to flush out to his right to try and evade people. On the run, had to get on his horse. Still accurately throws a nice pass for a 1st down.
It's complete. He's got Gronk. It's another 1st down on what will be a gain of 21 yards.
21 yards.
To throw, it's Brady. And he finds Gronk. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. He's been a one-man wrecking crew these last couple of plays. This time 18 more and a 1st down. And now a fumble. Brady loses the football. And the Panthers have recovered. Every week we hear talk about create turnovers. In particular, they wanted to force some fumbles. They got one right there.
And it shows you how the game has changed over time. It used to be good enough.
After reviewing the play, the ruling on the field is reversed.
Very fortunate to get another shot. Here's 2nd and goal. Brady going to sling this out wide to Godwin. And he's into the end zone for a Tampa Bay touchdown. From 13 yards out. And the Bucs capitalize on the short field as they take it in for 6. And let's count them up now. 1, 2, 3, 4 touchdown receptions for him in this game.
And just one shy of the NFL record. What a great performance. Going up and catching the football, creating space, and finding the end zone. That's what it's all about.
Now Pinion with the kickoff honors following the touchdown. Taken in the end zone. And he'll just sit on this one as their drive will start at the 25.
Their own 25-yard line.
Now the Panthers offense, they get set to come back onto the field. These guys had to punt last time. It has not been a very fruitful game offensively thus far. They haven't even made a trip to the red zone.
And I know that everyone's going crazy on that sideline because that drives you berserk to come off the field, not really move the ball well. As you said, not even get to the red zone, let alone, not even put points on the board. They've got to just take a deep breath, relax, try and figure out what is working, and call more of that.
First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12.
54's Mike. 54's Mike. Check. Watch 54. Watch 54.
From the gun, Bridgewater. Oh, the Buccaneer pressure too much. Down he goes.
Sacked.
So one quick, easy analysis about why they've struggled so far. They keep putting themselves in 3rd and long situations. They just took another sack right there.
And the offensive film session tomorrow may be a little longer than it normally is.
Not a lot of positive grades will be handed out thus far.
In trouble here, and down he goes. Back at the 8-yard line. Derek Barnett, he's the one to get him this time, and back-to-back sacks brings up 4th down.
It's been a tough one all game long for this offensive line. They're already down big, and now you know they're just going to come after the quarterback in a big way, don't you?
Yeah, they just can't get out of their own way right now. It's created an avalanche, and an avalanche is coming right on top of them. So that a 56-yard punt with a 14-yard return.
At their own 47-yard line.
The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at...
There he goes, right side. Touchdown, Tampa Bay.
Touchdown.
Ronald Jones with touchdown number 8 on the year. And this Buccaneer offense, they're running away with this one.
I know I should keep the focus and the spotlight on the hero that just scored, but tackling's been an issue for this defense all game long. I can't set that aside. We just saw it again here. Missed tackles leads to his long touchdown run.
Extra point try now for Crosby.
And the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter. I'm not sure if they drew that play up to score, but it scored indeed. One play on the ground and into the end zone for 6.
The kickoff for Tampa Bay.
And following the touchdown now, it's Bradley Pinion on to kick this one away.
Taken about 7 yards deep. And he'll decide to not bring this one out as their drive will begin at the 25.
This Carolina offense at the line, ready to go. They've got to dig down deep. I mean, they need something right now, really anything to cling on to. This offense has struggled.
Partner, join me in a walk to their locker room at the half, okay? Because I think what we would have seen is an offensive coordinator and his assistant coaches getting together with all their positions, then coming together as a group, going over adjustments, and then the head coach coming in and just screaming, wake up.
Yeah.
Let's get moving, guys.
I'm kind of glad we weren't in there at halftime, actually.
I mean, you think you might have turned it on us, too?
Yeah, but right now, whatever was said hasn't been working. On 2nd and 12, Bridgewater firing quickly here, and that's complete. And they're able to get this one across the 35. A gain of 13. It's a first down.
10 at the 36-yard line.
From the shotgun, it's Bridgewater. And he will find the open man. It's DJ Moore. And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down.
Brings up second.
That's just his second catch of the game. They wanted to keep him silent. They have kept him silent.
Defensive football 101. Don't let the best player on offense beat you. Take him out of the game, and they've done a great job of doing that.
That's to McCaffrey, complete. And he'll get it into enemy territory just across midfield at the 49.
That was a pretty favorable situation there. What would you call that? Second and manageable? Smart play, too. Didn't force it downfield when he didn't have it. Just checked it down, let him get the first down, and that's exactly what he did.
He was looking to get that one to DJ Moore, but it's going to be second down.
It's second down and 10.
54's Mike. 54's Mike. Check.
And he's going to be swallowed up. Sacked back at the 45-yard line. Shaquille Barrett has now recorded 10 sacks on the season.
That right now, that's a defeated team out there. I think you can see it totally in their body language.
Hands on hips, heads low. It's just been a struggle from the start.
Yeah, this team has been thoroughly beaten right from the word go.
And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up fourth down.
What we've seen so far in this game, they are not going to allow a big shot over the top. You can have whatever you want underneath. They'll give you that, but they're not going to let you beat them deep.
First and 10 at their own 17-yard line.
The attention shifting back to Chris Godwin and the rest of the Tampa offense.
What a game for him, Charles. 4 touchdowns. Heck, for a lot of guys, that's a good season number.
You're exactly right. And let's face it, we have to stand up and applaud this one, even though we're supposed to be neutral, because this doesn't just happen by accident. This isn't 4 times where the defense just falls down or breaks coverage. He's worked awfully hard, changing routes, changing areas, changing angles, and getting open for touchdowns.
We knew he'd be part of the game plan in a big way, and it has been in a very big way. Brady again here on 2nd and 10. Airing this one out for Evans. And the defense loses him. It's complete. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. 39 yards there. A big one.
No let up in this passing game. They've been a well-oiled machine throughout. And actually saw a few guys on the sidelines at the end of the third quarter doing the old hold up 4 fingers college sign, meaning the fourth quarter is ours. And they certainly weren't kidding.
The former Maryland Terp, Jermaine Carter Jr. had the tackle.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where there'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
He's going to go out of bounds, but he takes this one down just shy of the 20. That's good for 21 yards and a first down.
Brandon, when a defense just simply can't get off the field on third down, and we all know how important that down is for both sides of the ball, you often feel like you're just a step behind whatever they're doing offensively.
And one of the differences in this game, no doubt, third down conversion, and that is going to be a story they'll talk about after this one. They're not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. He'll get it inside the red zone, but only for a couple down to the 19.
Taken down at the 19-yard line.
On 2nd down, it's Jones. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly. And here it's just a simple question of whether or not the ball broke the plane. Well, I said it's simple. It's not really that simple. This could be really complicated.
We would love for it to be simple, to know that it did actually cross the plane of the goal.
After review of the play, the ruling on the field is reversed.
They've got 3 tight ends here on 1st and goal to add some extra mass. Now Jones. And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals. And for them, this train, it just keeps rolling, doesn't it? Well on their way to yet another victory.
Yeah, it's almost a runaway, isn't it? And you just wonder how anyone could stop this. They got full momentum going, full confidence going. But it's not just their own confidence that's leading them. It's the lack of confidence against their opponents now, because they see them coming and think, we've got no shot to beat this team.
Now this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. So that drive in total 8 plays. And it's Ronald Jones that polishes it off with a touchdown run.
Bradley Pinion to kick off for Tampa Bay.
Now Pinion with the kickoff honors following the touchdown. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24.
Panthers take over 1st and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
Carolina getting set to take the field. Remember, they have won 3 straight, but getting to 4 straight does not appear to be in the cards as they are in a big 4th quarter hole. First down, Bridgewater. Throwing over the middle, and it's incomplete. Robbie Anderson, the man he was looking for. And now it's 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 10 at the 24-yard line.
To throw, Bridgewater. He'll get this to McCaffrey out of the backfield. And they're able to get this way down there inside the Tampa 20. A big play there on the catch and run. And even 60 yards. And this is caught. Well, they get one back. Picking up the late touchdown here, but still down big. So they will get on the scoreboard here. Give them credit for that. Too little, too late, but no 0.
For the extra point.
You're going slow clap on me.
Not very nice, is it?
No, but they haven't been very nice on offense. It's been a struggle. Extra point right down the middle as they make the score just a slight bit more respectable here in the final quarter of play. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line.
At their own 25-yard line.
Now the Buccaneers offensive unit back out on the field. And it's all but certain that this win streak is going to extend another week. Just another tremendous performance in this one. Brady going to fake the give to Jones and set up to throw. Looking downfield for Godwin. That's caught inside the 20. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly. As that lead just swells and swells. Look, this has been dominance in all 3 phases. Offense, defense, and special teams.
So don't we have to give a lot of credit, not just to what we've seen today, but the preparation in advance, coaching staff, commitment by the players to the game plan, and being ready to go in this one, you're exactly right. Clean sweep. And, boy, they're going to celebrate this one after it's over.
And on the other side, this is the game film you just flush and never go back and review. And following the touchdown now, it's Bradley Pinion on to kick this one away. From the 6. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped at the 23-yard line. Here's the Carolina offense as they get ready to take over here. They've lost this one. Their offense has struggled. Do they try to put together something here at the end just to take into next week?
Yeah, sometimes teams want to do that and coaches want to. I remember one time I was on a team and we were losing late in the game like this, and you knew it was lost. It was over, right? And the coach called a running play and pretty much said to everyone, I want to see something executed well before we get out of here. And that was the message to the team.
Just something to build on.
Just something to build on, get it done, and maybe we can look at that and say, we'll get better.
And down he goes, a Buccaneer sack. The Bucs going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts. That'll leave them with just one remaining in this fourth quarter of play. 3rd and long now after the sack, and we'll see if Bridgewater has a response. Here's Bridgewater. Completes it to Samuel. And they work this well upfield across the 45. Well, that's one way to convert on 3rd down, picking up 26 yards. Now a timeout called for by the defense. It'll be their 3rd and final timeout, so as they talk things over, we'll step aside. Bridgewater on 1st down. Gets this to his running back. It's Christian McCaffrey. And he got blown up. Losing yardage on the play back at the 44. Not what they had in mind there. That's going to go as a loss of 4.
Today's final score.
A big offensive explosion helped leading them to victory. And the defensive guys, they're just saying, hey, put those points up every week. We'll just keep winning.
They will gratefully accept them, won't they? It makes their job that much easier when they're scoring that many points. Allows them to play with a totally different style and a different flow.
So for the Buccaneers, they remain as hot as anyone, 6-0 now through the first month and a half. And they'll return home next week to take on the New Orleans Saints. Meanwhile, for Carolina, the loss here will move them back to 500 at 3-3. And they'll be off to Minneapolis next week for a look at new U.S. Bank Stadium and a date with the Vikings. So for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Next game, guess what? Charles and I will be here again. It's the NFL on EA Sports.
This is Dev B Music.
Hey yo, yeah, Nike check. I done made about $1 million and I'm only 19. Icy water dripping on a white tee. And shorty got a man, but she saying wife me. I got checks coming in like a pair of Nikes. If I like it, then you know I'm finna get it. Get the bag and then I flip it, watch me do it. All them on my wrist going stupid. Tryna put them on, but they never do it. They're like, hold up, wait a minute, like don't make sense, don't really get it. I'm steady getting to the chicken, that chicky finger licking chicken. I mean, I'm getting to the good guap. Keep a rack in my sauce. Diamonds cost me a lot. Nike check up all of my socks. Hey yo, Nike check. T-shirt check. Sneakers check. Socks check. Hoodie check. Shorts check. Nike, I done made about $1 million